back, everyone, to another episode of Sports Fellas.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Eric back in the booth again, ready to have another good time to talk about sports. Shout out to all the listeners and all my friends.
Hey guys, this is Chris with the K. Just a shout out to my wife and family, and happy to be back.
This is Taylor, back with you again, and just shout out to all the veterans. Support our country. We all appreciate you.
And this is Tristan back at it again, this time on a Saturday.
All right. And this is your host, Carlos. We're back at it, you guys. All right. Well, first of all, we want to say thank you guys for tuning in. And real quick, before we dive in, let's go ahead and discuss over the following NFL Week 10. We're also going to discuss about the Mano Mano segment. And before that, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out and thank you to our following sponsors.
We all have bad luck sometimes, but accidents don't have to be a disaster. Ernie Ruelas is exactly what you need. A dedicated and friendly State Farm agent, he's the best choice to help you manage the risk of everyday life and recover from the unexpected. Contact Ernie at 316-682-2300 or visit him at 11330 East Central Avenue in Wichita, Kansas. Let him put your financial worries to rest so you can realize your dreams.
All right. Well, first of all, let's say congratulations to the World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think everyone's happy it was them and not the other team.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Chuck would feel that way, especially all my H-Town fans out there.
Aside from the Astro fans themselves.
It was a good game. I mean, Atlanta hasn't won it since 1995, so it's been a long time. So I'm happy for all the ATL fans, so congratulations. Also, you guys, don't forget, we have our contest giveaway, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away a gift certificate to Superstar Sports here in Wichita, Kansas, in our Town East or Town West Mall. If, for any of our viewers and listeners, if you are out of town or if you're from another state, we will do what's called, I'll give you a gift certificate and give it to you from fanatics.com. So you can choose whatever gear from college, baseball, football, basketball, you name it. So subscribe. We'll have more details later. So let's go ahead and tune in into the NFL Week 10. A lot of ups and downs we discussed previously in our last episode. So today we're going to discuss a couple of these teams to see where they're going to be at. So first off, I'm going to start this off with Eric. So we've got the New Orleans Saints going against the Tennessee Titans. Now, no Alvin Kamara, no Derrick Henry, or Julio Jones. So tell me a little bit how you think this game's going to shake off, Eric.
I think there's going to be a lot of weight on Ryan Tannehill's shoulders. I think that backup running back, forgive me, I don't know his name. He's not doing bad.
Simeon,
and then the other wide receiver, Brown is his last name.
Got me on that.
The other one on the number one before Julio got there.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown. He's going to have a lot of carry the burden as well as far as receiving, but the defense is what's going to carry them through. And Ryan Tannehill taking care of the football. As long as he takes care of the football, they'll win this game.
Yeah, just to go off what you said, I agree. I think both of these teams recently have been struck by the injury bug. Jameis Winston, Kamara, and then Julio Jones and Derrick Henry. So I think when you're down key players, it falls a lot on coaching as well. So who's going to, if the players are hurt, what coach is going to take that step forward and prove that he's the better coach that day. So I think it'll be close, but I would say Titans for me as well.
Yeah, I've got to go with the Titans as well, just as I like the home team a lot of times. And, again, all the stars are kind of hurt, so you're really looking at the bounce of the ball on this game. I mean, who's going to get it? And when you're looking at that, I think a home team is a favorite for the bounce of the ball, the refs' calls, and the 12th man type of deal. And, like these guys said, I mean, and we see, I mean, it's going to come down to a lot of different things. I mean, who makes the play when the ball hits the ground or doesn't hit the ground. So let's see. I got the Titans, though, in this one. I think the Saints are trying to maybe climb uphill right now.
Yeah, I agree with all y'all's points, man. I love the Titans team. I love A.J. Brown. He started off slow this season, just due to, a knee injury bugging him. But these past weeks, he's really stepped up and made a name for himself. And Ryan Tannehill, he's going to have to step up, do an even bigger job without Derrick Henry. But I think we saw last game, Adrian Peterson stepped in there. Man, I think they did
All
good.
day.
Yeah, man. I loved watching them play. I'm a big fan of them, especially their defense. So I feel like if the Saints can't get past the Tennessee Titans defense, the Titans are going to score on them all day as well.
And that's an awesome point, Tristan, because it was funny because his son, Adrian Peterson's son, even criticized him and said, hey, Dad, you're playing too high. You need to play low. We've seen him play through the years. He plays low. And this is a golden opportunity for Tennessee to control the game and literally just run the ball efficiently, get A.J. Brown more involved. I feel that there's more experience going in with the Titans over the Saints because the Saints quarterback, who they're starting, I think is Simeon, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be the starting quarterback, and I mean he's no Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
And
Yep.
definitely he's not a James Winston. So I think this game's going to go towards the Titans because what I just saw that Sunday night game against the Rams, they locked them down. They disrupted Matthew Stafford. And if they can do that same efficiency towards the Saints, I have the Titans winning it. So I agree it's going to be the Titans that's going to win that game. Next up, we have America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to the Brooks family. His daughter, by the way, he's got his daughter's soccer game. So good luck to you tonight. So we're rooting for you for Wichita United. They're going to go against the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm going to start this off with you, Tristan. So Dallas lost to my team last week, the Denver Broncos. Was that game is who they thought they were, or this was just another hiccup game towards the road? They're going to go against a team against Atlanta who has on a kind of a hot hand right now. They're on a winning streak right now. Who are you taking, Tristan?
Man, I got the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're an overall better team. Good teams lose to teams not as good as them. It happens.
It's happened a lot frequently, it feels like.
And,
the last few weeks.
All season, I feel like they played great. The only other loss they have to is the Bucks, who are a great team. So, yeah, it's just a hiccup in the road. They still got all their weapons on offense, and their defense has been blowing it up, too. I just don't see the Falcons doing anything against them.
And if I'm not mistaken, is it Michael Gallup back?
He is back.
Oh, boy. All right. So, Eric, so tell me real quick. So with Atlanta, we've talked about this on the show. They have not utilized Mike Davis efficiently.
True.
But at the same token, with Cordell Patterson emerging, what could Matty Ice do to really maybe get another win in the column if Atlanta would win this game?
If they could win this game, which I don't have them winning this game,
just give him some hope, please. I need some hope.
the hope is in that first-round tight end, Pitts.
Yeah.
He has to attack the middle and attack the seam and make Micah Parsons and Vander Esch run all around and look lost. That's going to be the key. Anytime Matty Ice has been successful, he's had a dynamite tight end. So as long as if Pitts can have a good game, they have a chance to win. But if he's not active early and often, they're not going to win this game. If Matty Ice is getting pressure and he's doing what he did in that NFC Championship game with the happy feet and throwing picks, they're not going to win. Because if Diggs gets a pick, it's going to the house.
Well, and he's probably going to get a pick.
Right.
Just based on his current rookie history. I agree with you. Kyle Pitts has kind of become the focal point of this, well, from the beginning of the year, but he's really started to hit stride the last few games. And, he's, I'm sure, in the Rookie of the Year conversation. I'm all still for my boy Jamar. But
Najee Harris.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tight run this year. But I think, like you said, it comes down to Kyle Pitts, and he's showing that he's starting to understand, and like the game's starting to slow down, like the rookies talk about. And as long as he's staying healthy, which he seems to be thus far, he's gonna help Matt Ryan a lot. I mean, Ryan still has a good arm, accurate. He's still that. He can't move quite like he used to.
Was he ever able to move?
Not, yeah. And unfortunately, it's not like he used to anymore, even. And so I don't necessarily like the Falcons, but I'm pulling for the Falcons. I want the Falcons to win this. I love watching Jerry lose in his own hometown. So I'm going for the Falcons. I hope they win. It's not necessarily a thoughtful pick as far as I think they're going to, I think the Cowboys will probably win, but I hope the Falcons do, and so that's who my pick's going to be today.
And news just broke in, you guys, that Ben Roethlisberger is on the COVID list. He will not play tomorrow. Sorry, Eric. Just had to throw it out there. Just throwing it out there.
He's
So,
not- he's
all
not
right,
the-
we
he's
are
not the
first
only
to say
one.
it. Well, besides ESPN, but we just got news for all the Steeler fans that Ben Roethlisberger is not playing tomorrow. So, all right, we'll talk about that later. Eric, it's okay. We'll take a moment to pause.
I got to take that
everybody.
in right now.
Okay, just take it in. We're here for
Hey,
you.
let's go Dwayne Haskins. Let's go.
All right. So, Taylor, tell me this. With the running attack that Dallas has going on right now, should they efficiently use a little bit more Zeke, Pollard? What kind of mix-up would you do in this scenario to make Dallas's running game more of a threat?
Well, I think they've got two talented backs back there. Zeke's obviously the workhorse, but Pollard's good to mix it up. They've got a great line that they run behind, so I really think that that rushing, along with the receivers they have, I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to keep up. Even if they can score a few touchdowns, Dallas's offense is just so high-powered. They're going to be scoring, drive after drive.
About who's starting? Zeke. Oh, man, they got to feed Zeke.
Yeah.
I think Zeke's just Pollard is a very talented running back. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to Zeke is their clear number one, and I feel like he's proved why. He just every single time he gets the ball, gets like 10 yards, makes an enormous play. Yeah. So if they're gonna feed anyone, it should be Zeke. I feel like that'll really step up their run game. And if he does go through a slump or if anything happens, yeah, Pollard is a valuable running back too.
And everyone has valid points here, and I appreciate that. And here's the thing: if I'm a Falcons fan, if I'm going into Dallas, the thing is, I want to see what they did against Denver. What made Denver give them the shakes, getting lost? Maybe amplify that. But we know that Dallas probably went through practice, watched film, said, "Hey, this is where we did wrong." But kind of exploit the weaknesses that they put out already. So, but I still agree. I think the Cowboys, it was just a hiccup. They'll do just fine against Atlanta. But Atlanta right now, we need to keep an eye on, because I'm not going to give them the division. But if they keep playing that the way they are, why not sneak into the wild card? Give them that. And then an early exit. But anyways, all right. So moving on we have the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. Real quick, let's give a quick shout out to our Viking fans, Todd, Greg, and our host here, Chad, whenever he comes back. Hope he's doing well. And also to the Charger fans, Andrew, Travis, Corey, go Bolts. All right, so I'm going to start this off with you, Chris. Minnesota is having these games where it's in their grasp and it's
close
and it's gone
all the time. Yeah.
It's like you're so close. You're so close. You got it, and then no, you don't got it. You gave it up. I saw that game against your team,
yeah.
Baltimore, Taylor. When Kirk Cousins went to the bench, I could tell a couple things was going on. When he went back to the bench in overtime, he had that look like, I'm going to lose. You could tell. Either that, he had to go use the restroom, or something was going on. But he had that look like, I don't know. So now we're going to look at the Chargers here. The Chargers went into shootout with Philly. But again, the Chargers show with Justin Herbert. Gosh,
Man,
he is an
he's ready to
exciting
go.
quarterback to watch.
I'm telling you.
I mean, he's with that we hype him up in our show. Well, last time he disappointed me against the Ravens here, but Mike Williams, again, has been an essential target for him. Keenan Allen came out on this one. He came through on this one. So, Chris, I just want to ask you, what do you see this game? What do you think is going to happen in this game tomorrow?
I think it's going to be it's going to be one of those nail biters. I think that's just kind of Minnesota's MO. I mean, that's their play. Everyone, doesn't matter if you're stink or you're great. and they seem to play the better teams even closer. You've got the overtime with the Bengals, the overtime or the almost overtime with the Arizona
Cardinals missed that kick.
Yeah. You have the Ravens. I mean, and they're just coming up short, which usually you would say is coaching, but Mike Zimmer is an amazing coach. he's been there for a long time. He's been an NFL coach for forever. So it's tough to put your finger on because they're definitely right on the edge of greatness, really. I mean, is it Kirk Cousins? Is his time close to over?
You like that?
I'd like to see him maybe walk maybe myself, but I'm not a sole Minnesota fan. So in this one, I'm going to root for Minnesota. That's who that's my team, my second favorite team. So that's who I'm going to go for in this. It's going to be a tough one. I have they're going to keep it close. So if they get that right bounce of the ball, maybe they get to kick the overtime win and finally take one at this year.
How about you, Eric?
For me, I got to go with Justin Herbert. I picked him at the beginning of the year to be not have the sophomore slump, and he's doing that. I think they're going to make a playoff run, so I got to go with Justin Herbert. I'm not the biggest Kirk Cousins fan. I think emotionally the Vikings are kind of hurt right now with the allegations about Dalvin Cook, so they're mentally out of the game. Mm-hmm. And at this point in the year, you got to have everything firing on all cylinders, so I got to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one as well. I think it'll be a close game. It seems like the Vikings kind of play down or up to the level of their opponent, but I think at the end of the day, Chargers are at home. They've got Herbert, and he, unlike Kirk Cousins, he doesn't choke in the big moments. So I'm going to go with them on that.
Unfortunately, I have to go with the Chargers. Hate to say it. I do think they're a better team, just overall, better defense, better offense. But I do think it will be a close game. They always make it close games, as Chris was saying, man. They 2 overtimes, then that one where they should have went to overtime. So I feel like those allegations won't play as big of a role on Cook. He's a great running back, and hopefully, that doesn't affect their team very much. But, yeah, man, I have to go with Chargers. They just have an overall better team.
Here's the thing with Minnesota. Again, we've discussed before that the weaponry that they have. I mean, now we have the emergence of what's his name, Jefferson, right? Jefferson. You have Jefferson, Thielen, and then also Dalvin Cook. Now that tight end that they have, Conklin, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's his. Yes, that guy needs to feed him the ball a little bit more. I mean, he kind of reminds me just a little bit of Kyle Rudolph when he was there in his prime. But overall, Kirk Cousins needs as much help as possible, especially when the pressure's coming up, so he can get that ball out. I mean, I remember when him and Stephon Diggs, that rapport that they had. But with Thielen just comes up for him when he needs him the most. Mm-hmm. So on the flip side with the Chargers, you got Boza. I want to give a shout out to Boza because Boza overall, from your University of Ohio State, Chris, the guy can literally disrupt you, and he's done it against your team, Tristan, the Chiefs. He can just make you what am I going to do? That pressure from the Chargers going forward, if they don't play like they played against the Ravens, I think that would give Kirk Cousins a hard time. But now that I'm looking at how Minnesota's been playing and how the Chargers have been playing, overall, I feel it's going to look like that. It's going to be a close game. And it's going to all come down to capitalizing on mistakes. So I'm going to give the slight edge to the Chargers. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Green Bay Packers. So Russell Wilson is clear, so he will play tomorrow.
And so is Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. All right. Finally, some good football. There is no Chris Carson still. He's still in the IR. But looking at these both games here, I'm going to start this off with you, Tristan. So Seattle is struggling right now. They're in last place, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's San Francisco. Yeah. But Seattle is struggling. They're just not getting the wins. And you can tell that Russell Wilson, with him not being there, that chemistry of that team is different. I bet you DK Metcalf and also Tyler Lockett's real happy to have him. So who are you going to take in this game, Tristan?
It's going to be a tough one. 2 amazing quarterbacks. They can do so much for their team. I have to go with the Packers. Overall, Aaron Rodgers, he's a monster. Him and Adams, that's the best duo in the league, honestly. I don't feel like you can stop them. And they have a great defense as well. Even with Wilson back, they were still struggling with him at the beginning of the season, if I'm not mistaken. They were still having a hard time, and I think that's due to their defense, too. I don't know how well they've been doing But yeah, just from what I've seen, man, I have to go with the Packers on this one.
I think their defense has been playing a little bit better the last couple weeks, and for that reason, although I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and try to put a statement game out there after he sat away for the week and be like, oh yeah, remember when you guys picked Jordan Love and thought he was going to come here? And oh, did he lose last week? I put up all these numbers, but man, Russell Wilson plays the Packers just
Tough.
phenomenally. I mean, NFC Championship games, divisional card game. I mean, in regular season, he knows how to win against the Packers, and so does Pete Carroll. And I think that history repeats itself, and Seattle wins.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Chris.
Oh,
I think
It wouldn't be fun if everyone agreed all the time, would
Of
it?
course. I think I said this on Wednesday, too. It depends on which starting quarterback could play. And if Aaron Rodgers was there at Lambeau, at home, in November, that's who you have to go with. I mean, he is the guy there. I mean, these are two big franchise guys, but that team is dynamic with Aaron Rodgers there. As long as his calf is healthy and he stays upright and not on his back, which Seattle can put him on his back, I just think Seattle struggling this year doesn't have enough to get past the Packers at home at Lambeau.
Yep, I'd have to agree with that as well. I just think Seattle's a good team, but they have just too many holes in their overall team, to make the upset there. I think it'll be a close game, but at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers has got that edge on Russell Wilson, and I think he's going to make a statement game.
You guys
like
just
said,
keep
Chris.
thinking with your brains. Think with your heart sometimes. This is
well,
football.
I was
Heart
doing
wins.
that until I lost my discount double check. I mean, that's what happened here. I mean, here's the thing: Aaron Rodgers, this is the guy. He knows how to face adversity.
He really does.
He does. He's that smile, like, okay, you're gonna do that to me. Okay, I'll prove it to you. And here's the thing: I'm looking at history. And history has shown me Seattle struggles in the cold. They struggle going to Lambeau. I don't remember. When's the last time has Seattle won at Lambeau?
Like 2 years ago in
Was it a critical game?
in
Because
a playoff game.
well,
I
in the
thought,
playoff
or
games,
3 years ago.
No, in the playoff games when Seattle went to the Super Bowl their second time, they beat them at Seattle. See, Green Bay struggles at Seattle.
Definitely.
But when they go
beat
to-
him once there when it was cold as all get out, not too long ago.
Who remembers that year with the whole referee scandal when they couldn't get the referees and that call was so
Oh, that
terrible?
Oh, my God.
That was when they had the replacement refs.
Yeah, the
for,
replacement
like-
refs.
Yeah. Don't
Well, that was like the last game they had it because they were like, "Oh, you guys, come on,
they were looking at
we
each
need
other.
we need real refs."
In
here."
the strike now.
yeah,
I just remember because I was sitting there recovering from my ACL surgery, and I'm just watching this game like, what is going on here? But still, I'm happy that Russell's back. I'm happy that Aaron is back. But I just feel that Aaron's at home. It's at Lambeau, and he's just going to have a fun. So I'm going to give the slight edge to the Packers. All right, so we're moving on. We've got the Sunday night game. We have Dristan's team. For all the Chiefs fans out there, we got the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Las Vegas Raiders at Las Vegas. So Kansas City had a convincing win against Green Bay. I mean, against a quarterback that looked like he was nervous. He got the jitters a little bit. But still, I mean, they didn't beat him convincingly.
17 points. Green Bay's a good team though.
Okay, well let's not put the Chiefs down because I feel like I've been picking on them. I'm really not. It's just
They've made it a
going
little
on them.
easy this year.
Right. So
Unfortunately.
now with the Raiders losing to the New York
you gotta
Giants,
feel sorry for these guys, man.
I don't get it. They had
they
it
lose
easy.
their coach 1 week. They have a player in
Star wide receiver the
in
next
an
week.
insane, crazy accident thing, and then they lose to the Giants.
Well, let's see if Deshaun
Kick him in when he's down.
right. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Man, just put salt on the wound.
It's okay, Don. It's okay.
Don, we got your back. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I got you. I'm going to take care of you here, okay? All right, so we're going to start this with you, Tristan. All right, so with the Raiders right now, the Raiders and the Chargers sitting on top of the AFC West. I know this is a critical game tomorrow. I know you're going to root for the Chiefs. I know this.
Oh,
But I
of
want to
course.
ask you is just step out of the Chiefs shell and let's look at the Raiders just real quick. What do you think the Raiders need to do to beat your team tomorrow?
I think they need to get that running game going with Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake, two great running backs. Derek Carr, he's a great quarterback as well. But Hunter Renfrow, man, now that Henry Ruggs is gone, Hunter Renfrow, he's been doing good all season. It's not like he's been doing
Alabama
bad.
killer. Put
Yeah.
respect on his name.
Eric, that's a strike one for you, man.
But yeah, Hunter Renfrow hasn't been doing bad all season. He just hasn't been getting that recognition because Henry Ruggs was that wide receiver one who they want to throw the deep ball to, who they want to go to, man. But I feel like they need to give it to Hunter Renfrow and, of course, Darren Waller, one of the best tight ends in the league. So if they can pass against us, which they should be able to.
I mean, they could walk on you guys and run over you guys, but I don't know about the pass.
Well,
I mean,
one of the reasons we won against the Packers last week is because our defense stepped up. We punted the ball 6 times last game, and maybe a turnover too. I'm not sure, but man, our offense was really struggling, but our defense stepped up. I mean, of course, it was against Jordan Love. I'll give it that. But hey, that was the best I think I've seen my defense play all year. I'll take it. I am taking the Chiefs, not only because they're my team, but the Raiders just lost to the Giants. They're in a slump right now because they lost their coach a couple weeks ago, then their receiver, and it's chaotic over there. And we just got off of a great win. We're gonna ride that momentum and beat the Raiders. I think it'll be a close game, but man, I gotta go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure, it's going to be a close game, and I really think if the Raiders really want to win this game, their key is going to be pressuring Mahomes. They've got 2 great edge rushers, Max Crosby and then Unique Ngakoue. I saw firsthand against the Ravens in Week 1. If they're playing their A game, they're going to get to the quarterback and they're going to put pressure. So if they can do that, I think that could be a recipe for success.
I like Crosby.
Mm-hmm. He's solid.
He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave Denver a hard time when they came to the Mile High. That's a good points. Good points.
I hate to say this, but I'm going for the Chiefs in this one.
I love to hear that.
Fireworks.
The Raiders. I mean, I think Derek Carr's a great. I mean, they got great players. I think that they're trying to hold a sinking ship together, and it's taking on too much water now. And the Chiefs, I think they're going to right themselves a little bit this week with finally with a divisional opponent, and it's going to help them maybe carry a little momentum for a few weeks. So I've got the Chiefs going this week. I think they're going to step up. It's probably going to be a close game, probably less than a touchdown, more likely a field goal difference. But I think the Chiefs are going to try to make a statement in Las Vegas this week.
I also have the Chiefs in this game, Tristan. I know you're happy about that.
Look at him. He's jumping
I
in
love to see
joy.
it.
Look at this.
I
Look at this guy.
Just like all the points we said, I think the Raiders just have too much going on off the field to kind of pull it together. And the Chiefs are kind of starting to get their momentum back. Like Chris said, right the ship. I think they have a game where the protection is good for Patrick. He can kind of relax. No drops on the offensive side of the ball. So they move the chains when they need to, limit the amount of mistakes. I think he's overthrowing interceptions. So I think he's going to try and have a game where he doesn't throw a pick. And I think if games where Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw picks, they win. So I think they're going to win this game.
Just to make sure I don't sound like a hypocrite, I just had to remember, say, who did I really choose? And I said, so I do remember, yes, I was picking the Chiefs. Now, for the Raiders, if you guys want to win, if you guys really want to win, and Derek Carr likes throwing the deep ball, get Winfrey. Besides Winfrey, you got Deshaun Jackson now. He's phenomenal for the deep pass.
Just recently.
Get a statement in there.
That's kind of all he does. That's kind of all he does.
Well, use all your arsenals that you have. You know what I'm saying? You've got choices, weaponries, and then get Waller involved. Because already if they can establish the run, wear and tear the Chiefs' defense, then create opportunities throwing down the deep ball. I mean, that was that one game against. What was it? It was that the game at Arrowhead last year when the Raiders won. Remember when they did that victory lap?
Twice.
Yeah. Wow, twice. But hey, payback is something else. You saw what happened. They beat them in Las Vegas. So if I'm choosing the Chiefs, it's only because Patrick Mahomes knows how to play against the Raiders. He's their kryptonite. He already knows how to play against them. But if the Raiders are going to win, that's my key points of the week for the Raiders to be successful to beating the Chiefs.
What about the Chiefs? What's their key points then?
Well, their key points is don't make mistakes. Simple as that.
Don't beat yourselves.
And and also too limit the okay, I already said the mistakes, but what's the word called? Limit the drop passes. Because I'm not going to pick on Mahomes. The only thing I get concerned about him a little bit, I feel he's focusing too much, keeping himself up. And like I said, no disrespect to you, Patrick Mahomes. You know, if you want to talk to me, hey, you know where to find me on my page. Just talk to me, and we'll gladly bring you to the show.
Yeah, we'll get you on the show.
Get you on the show. So, but anyways, all I'm just saying is you guys are on the hot seat right now, because right now you're looking at losing the division, because you're losing to a red hot Chargers team, and also Denver. You're giving them hope. You're giving my team some hope. You're just giving us some hope. I mean, there's still a chance. So don't do that.
There's a chance.
That's all you need.
That's all we need. So
I mean, in the NFL, a W is a W. It don't matter how you get it.
Ugly or pretty.
So we'll discuss it more on the next episode. See how that went. So the game of the week, we have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Los Angeles Rams. Real quick, let's give a quick shout out to the 49er fans, Patrick, Marie and family, Willie. We're going to visit the Rams. So we'll start this off with you, Taylor. 49ers are struggling.
They are.
They're struggling. They've got George Kittle back. They're going to go against a Rams team that was beat convincingly by the Tennessee Titans. What do you see the 49ers doing in this game tomorrow if they have a chance to win?
Well, actually, I heard an interesting statistic a few days ago that the 49ers haven't lost to the Rams since like 2018. So they've had their number for a few years. So I think key for them is to get Kittle involved. He's a playmaker. He can block, he can receive, he can run after the catch. They've got to run the ball. And then, Garoppolo's got to be on his A game. And then if they are able to limit Cooper Kupp, that's going to be huge. I know that the Rams just lost Robert Woods today, so maybe they can focus more in on Cooper Kupp, and if they can limit his production, they've got a chance.
I think the Rams are going to come out. They're going to come out hot after this last loss they had to the Titans. And like you said, I mean, they're probably feeling a little rivalish right now with the 49ers, having put them to them for the last few years. So I would have to guess that they're going to be amped up and ready to go for this game and putting it all on the line. Maybe even get to see a little Odell out there, catch a pass or two. So
I have the Rams in this game. I think after that last loss they had against the Titans, I just think they kind of got punched in the mouth. I think Matthew Stafford's not going to throw. What did he throw? 2 picks that game?
Right.
Maybe 3. I'm not sure.
He was having flashbacks to Detroit.
Detroit, right. I just think the 49ers, they have to, if they don't get Kittle involved and their running game going, that's the key for the 49ers is their run game. If they don't get that going early and often, they're not going to beat the Rams.
Who's even running for them anymore?
My point exactly.
Anybody want to take a stab at who's running for the 49ers?
Moss,
he's hurt.
He hurt.
He's hurt.
I think they're 3, 4, 5 down the list.
Yeah. So as long as the Rams and Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey come to play and they do their job and shut down the areas that they shut down, I don't think there's a way that the 49ers can win this game.
Here's the thing, though, with Deebo Samuel, he's hot. He's been I was going to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Resourceful. And the thing is with Garoppolo, he's still that quarterback that likes to stay in the pocket. And we just don't know yet if Trey Lane. Is he ready? You feel he's ready to start?
No.
Not yet?
I don't
Okay.
think
So if we're going to see this win tomorrow, let's get George Kittle more involved and let Deebo Samuel create some pass because he's going to be locked down by, with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is going to try to get in his head and try to just shut him down.
And the thing about Trey Lance is I don't know if he's hurt right now. I know he was hurt, a little banged up a couple weeks ago. But if they lose another 1 or 2 games, he will be starting ready or
100%.
not. I mean, that's they'll get him ready for next year is what they're going to do.
That's what a first-round
So,
pick quarterback.
that's right.
That's what happens.
And you already know Kyle Shanahan. He likes quarterbacks that can create opportunities. So Garoppolo, you better win if you still want to keep a job.
You wanna keep
still want to
playing.
live in the Bay Area. You better get that W. So real quick before we move on, we want to go ahead and give a quick sponsor break and give a quick shout out to our following sponsors.
Hey guys, it's Chris with a K coming at you to let you know about a couple of my favorite podcasts, Silver Cosmos Movie Review and Wichita Vice. Join us in Silver Cosmos as we go in-depth analysis and galaxy-expanding reviews, and also Wichita Vice as we dig deep into all of our favorite comic book and sci-fi characters and storylines. Again, that's Silver Cosmos Movie Review and Wichita Vice.
All right, you guys. So our favorite segment of Sports Fellas, we have Mano a Mano. All right, Mano a Mano is brought to you by Silver Cosmos Movie Reviews. Will debut next week, and we will discuss the movie Eternals. And also follow us and follow Wichita Vice as well for the upcoming shows as well. So in the contest that we're going to be doing is on our next promotion, we will give away the upcoming movie tickets to The Matrix. So please like and subscribe. All right, so we have our two-time so far winner in Eric.
Here I am.
We have one-time winner,
Hey.
Chris, and 0-0. But guess what? This could be their chance.
Hey, any given Saturday.
All right, so
That's
let's
right.
go ahead and let's do this quick rapid fire up. So we've got Eric going against Taylor. I'm going to start this off with you, champ. All right, with Odell Beckham Jr. joining the Rams, does the Rams have a better chance to go deep in the playoffs or maybe perhaps the Super Bowl? What do you think Odell will do for the Rams?
That's a tough one. I say it evens out, right? They lost Robert Woods. He's out. They bring in Odell. If Odell comes in focused and wanting to focus on football, not being famous, not being a star outside of football, not showing up at appearances with his girlfriend, if he focuses on football and really wants to win and rededicates himself, he can help that team make a ride in the playoffs. But if he's coming in like he was with the Browns and the Giants, he's a negative in the locker room, and that takes away from it.
I guess my question would be, when does that ever happen where he is 100% football?
LSU.
Since his pro days.
First 2 years. And at the Giants, first couple years, 1,300 yards, first 2 years.
And then also I would say, he's coming off a torn ACL last year. He doesn't seem like he's the same player he used to be with the Giants, for one. He doesn't know the offense. Maybe he'll learn it, but maybe he's more of a distraction than an impactful player.
Going on that change, like you said, not the same player. I think now he has more of a realization of what he's not bigger than football. Clearly, he's had a major injury that could end most careers, but I think now he realized that his value is as a elite wide receiver. Yes, he's not as fast, but I think he can still make a difference. He can still draw a double team. That's never going to change for at least the next 5 to 6 years. But like I said, it all comes down to if he can rededicate himself to really be a football player, not a celebrity. That makes the difference.
And only thing I can think of, Cardinals are still hot. They can win that division. They've got Kyler and Deandre Hopkins. So if they can, they're number one in the division right now. If they can continue that hot streak, who's not to say that the Rams losing the wild card like they did last year?
What a good comeback, Taylor. Overall, the thing is with Odell is supplementing someone in Robert Woods that was very, he's a dedicated wide receiver, and he keeps himself. He's quiet. Odell's kind of flashy, especially when you saw that LeBron's tell him, "Hey, welcome back," whatever. Thing is, Odell has to humble himself to say, "Hey, I'm focused on my career, and I'm focused on what I do best." So I'm going to go ahead and give this to you, Eric, because overall we have to see where Odell's going, if he's going to step up.
Which Odell are we going to get?
I think he needs to tell his dad to back off.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Dad, I'm a pro. Let me handle it.
Kind of like the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Kevin Durant's mom when she's out there. I think she's like the second coach on the team. So,
yeah.
All right. Good job, champ. We got you on that one. So, next up, we have Chris going against Driston. I'm going to start this off with you, Driston. So, With the Cowboys losing to the Broncos last week, are Dallas still NFC contenders, or have they been exposed?
They're still NFC contenders, man. Like I said, good teams lose to mediocre teams and all that. Not to get on your bad side or anything.
Because hey, I'm the judge here, so watch what you're saying.
Good teams lose to good teams, man. So it happens. They still have Dak. He's a great quarterback. Lately, they've been on the run game. They've been handing it off to Dak and Pollard a lot, which it's been doing really good for them, honestly. But if their run game gets shut down and also that pass game, yeah, it's wraps. But you know, they have so many great receivers, and with Gallup back, they have Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. It's just they're all superstars. They got a great tight end. Like, their offensive weapons are spectacular, and their defense has really stepped up this year. So, honestly, if I don't see anybody stopping their defense as well, getting past their defense, especially Trayvon Diggs. He's made a huge impact. So, yes, they are NFC contenders. Maybe they'll lose in the first round, but, you know, I can see them making it all the way to the NFC Championship.
Well, as much as I'd like to see him lose every game from here on out, I think that they are obviously contenders because they have a winning record in the NFC East. That puts them in the playoffs at this point. So they're contenders. They're winning the NFC East, and so until another NFC East team can step up, now are they contenders to be the NFC representative to the Super Bowl? That's a different story. But if you make it to the playoffs, you're a contender. You got a chance every Sunday to go from there.
Yeah, but I would talk about whenever he says contenders, I would think, you know, at least the championship. And, you know, take it, you know, you got the Rams, Cardinals, Bucks. Those are all great teams, but we saw that the Cowboys at the beginning of the season, they hung in there with the Bucks. It was, a field goal loss? They did it. They had a great game. I loved seeing that game. You know, if their offense can keep at it, and you know their defense just does its thing like it has been all year, I feel like they have no problem making it that far.
When they are contenders, they lost to the Bucks, but they beat the Rams. Both teams, I think, we would all say are playoff worthy teams. So they could meet either of those, play either game, either way, wind up there. So they're still contenders. They've got a Super Bowl winning coach, Mike McCarthy. Whether you agree with him or not, he's got a ring, and that means something.
Yeah.
And their defense is playing a lot better. So,
all right, Chris, well, I'm going to go ahead and give you that one. That was a real good staple note. You'll get your chance, Tristan. You're going to get your chance. But that was a good one. All right. So I'm going to start this off with Taylor here. Taylor and Champ here. Taylor, Russell Wilson's coming back. Will he have this impact on the Seahawks to get back into the NFC West contention?
I say he does. He's done it, you know, season after season. He's the glue that holds that team together. We saw with Geno Smith, just not the same team. I think, you know, with DK Metcalf, with Tyler Lockett, and then, you know, if Chris Carson comes back, they can really become a contender and, you know, they make the NFC Championship. I could see it.
I don't think they're going to make the championship game, but they are. That franchise is totally different when Russell Wilson is there. He is their $200 million man. He's proved himself again. Obviously, he could have took the easy route and took a couple more weeks off, but he's back. You know, I'm sure he was rehabbing that finger like nobody's business because he really does love the game. As much as the Seattle upper management wants to try and find a way to get rid of him, they can't. He's the guy. Clearly, he showed his value when he was out. Geno Smith was in there, and it's not the same. So, yeah, I think he alone could make them a playoff team. I just think it's too little too late for this season. Maybe next year if he's there, if he doesn't go somewhere else, if they don't find a way to move his contract. But I don't see them making the NFC Championship game, but they're 100% better if Russell Wilson is starting.
And, yeah, they may not win the division, but I could see them getting in there as a wild card team, and they have that experience with Wilson. He is a Super Bowl winner. They could really make a, you know, versus someone like, I don't know, the Cardinals, the Rams, that, you know, with that playoff experience, it really pays dividends, and they could make a run for it.
The thing that hurts them, though, is that offensive line is still not what it needs to be. That offensive line isn't as good as when they made that Super Bowl run, both of them. And Russell has still been running for his life this year. I mean, you can tell by he's been hit more this year than many years put together, and he's a little older, so he's getting injured now. I mean, injury on your throwing hand to a quarterback is detrimental. So hopefully he comes back the same. He doesn't lose anything. He doesn't get hit on that hand again and get sent out longer than the, what was it, 2-3 weeks he was out this time around. So, yeah.
He got quiet on me. Well, Eric, you did it again. Man, you're good.
It's tough.
You're good. That's a tough one. So hopefully Russell Wilson will do something, because overall, the Seahawks is an awesome franchise to watch play. I mean, and with Chris Carson being, I mean, I know they got Alex Collins, but he's not. I liked him when he was with Baltimore. He was a different player. Going into Seattle is just, I don't know what it is. Then they keep having a running back committee in there, and no one is staying consistent. And then DK Metcalf, he's an awesome wide receiver, him and Tyler Lockett, but they're going to be happy to have Russell back because they have more. They're more in unison. So, all right, so you got that one there. So we're going to bring this back to you again, Taylor, you and Chris. So I'm going to start this off with Chris. The Steelers are on a 4-game winning streak with the suddenly COVID hit on Ben Roethlisberger. Even though it's just one game in the AFC North, what are the chances that the Steelers will win the AFC North?
Oh, I mean, the Steelers. As a Bengals fan, I've watched them overcome a lot more than just a little sickness. I mean, they have a chance. It's still really close, especially with Baltimore losing this Thursday. They still have a chance, and it's the thing that the Steelers have given me just nightmares over the years of is right when you think they're done, especially Big Ben, right when you think he's done. Of course, he won't be in this next game, no matter what. But that doesn't mean he won't be back for the rest of the year and trying to lead them to a championship. Yeah, I think they have a chance. I do think they have as tight as the race is right now. They've got a chance. I mean, yeah, they got a chance.
They have a chance. I just think this division is so tough. I could see Bengals winning. I could see Browns. They're stepping up now that Odell's not playing with them anymore, or the Ravens. It's anyone's game right now. It's going to be a tough, race, and it's going to come down to the last game, I think. I just think Ben's arm isn't what it used to be, and it's really holding that offense back. They've got a good defense, but at the end of the day, when you're going up against some of these high-powered offenses, you can only do so much with a good running back in short.
So for the listeners, really quick. So in the studio, you guys, we are predominantly heavy AFC North. With Taylor being a Baltimore Ravens fan, Chris is a Cincinnati Bengals, and Eric is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
6-time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Just throw it out there. Six-timer.
The facts are the facts.
All right. But here's my question. I'm gonna kind of let's just take it up a notch here. So I'm going to start this off with you, Chris. Okay, with Baltimore losing to Miami, the Bengals losing to the Browns, these games you guys are giving up critical games. You're giving them up, and you're making the pathway kind of make it easier for Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh's got a hard schedule still to go. I mean, they still
hardest schedule in football.
They still have to play the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've got the Chargers next Sunday night, that will be game of the week.
They got
Give everybody heads up.
First place schedule from last year. I mean, that's what happens.
So do you still think that the Steelers are going to...
I don't think they are. You said, do they have a chance?
Oh, I like that.
That's two different things. And I like how you're putting a Bengals and Ravens fan to argue for the Steelers to win our division.
I'm just being a low-key cerebral assassin here.
So,
I like that. Thank you for exposing me.
Yeah,
good job.
Yes, I don't think
you need to work for CNN and Fox.
I still think that the Ravens, I mean, they do still have the lead in the division right now, I believe, by half a game probably. Oh, no. Yeah, by half a game. So depends on what happens tomorrow, Sunday. I still think that they're the lead of the division. I think the Ravens are still there. So again, they have a chance. I don't think they will. It probably will come down to the last week or two of the season, as close as this particular divisional race is. I think that Ben is on his last legs. If they do go that far, it's going to be everyone kind of rallying around him and saying, let's do it for Ben, kind of like they did for Ray Lewis when the Raven in 2012 when they won.
Kind of like the Steelers did it for Jerome Bettis.
Yep, back in 2002, right? 2002. So yeah, I don't think they will, but I don't think the team around them is quite as good as those teams were at that time. I think not. If it was another year where Najee Harris had another year in the system, where and he is lighting it up. He's on my fantasy team. He's doing great. Especially the first couple weeks he was slow, but he's picked it up. Now, will he be able to? Rookies tend to falter as we get deeper into the season. So, will he last? Not historically looking at rookie running backs. Probably not. There's an injury lurking. There's.
I disagree.
Taylor
disagrees.
I'm just speaking historically. When you see a rookie, most rookies don't play a full 16-game schedule. They're just not used to it yet. Their body, they haven't figured out how to do that. And I think that's going to be one of the things this year with Ben's age and his main what he would go to, his running back is still young and is unproven in the NFL. Yes, he's proven in NCAA, but this is the big boy league.
Do you have anything to rebuttal here, or?
I mean, I think we're honestly on the same page.
Okay, he got it. He got it. All right, we'll give that to Chris. So, all right. So Eric, you're in the playoffs right now. So congrats again. He might get the third one. He might get it. All right. So
after I talked about the Steelers like that, I know he's gunning for me. He's going.
He kind of got big head.
Seeing red.
Kind words.
All right. So Dristin and Taylor. All right. How certain you feel that the Chargers will or won't win the division in the AFC West?
That's a tough one. Okay. How certain am I that they'll win? Not very certain. Because not just because I'm a Chiefs fan, man. Take that out of there. It's because you still got, of course, the Chiefs, and you still got the Raiders in that division, who are two great teams. And I feel like they'll put up a fight. Unfortunately, I feel like the Broncos will fall off coming towards the end of the season. But if they keep losing, if they get a couple more losses, that gives the Raiders and the Chiefs a chance to take the division like that. It's at the moment it's too close, and yeah, I'm not very certain on that one.
I would say normally I'd be choosing the Chiefs to win the division, but it just doesn't seem like it's their year. I think of all the four teams, Chargers have the best chance of winning the division. They've already beaten the Chiefs once in Arrowhead, and I think they've just got so much talent on both sides of the ball. They're going to edge it out this year.
Yeah, and Chiefs defense has been picking up. Unfortunately, our offense has been on the down low, but I think our receivers start catching balls. Patrick Mahomes will start getting in the groups of thing, and right now it's a free for all. Everybody's fighting for that first spot to clinch the division, but yeah, I think the Chargers have the best chance. But how certain I am of them actually winning that division? No, it's too close at the moment.
And then I guess something else just doesn't have to do with the Chargers, but Raiders always play the Chiefs hard, it seems like. They beat them once last year. They were neck and neck the other game. So I think if they can, beat them tomorrow or later in the season, that could be the difference maker.
Yep, could be the difference maker in whether the Chargers win it or not.
Okay, I mean, good points. I mean, overall, the Chargers is a different team. This is a different team. They're playing more confidently in the pack. Now, still, I can't shake the fact that the way that they lost to New England and the way they lost to Baltimore, it just, when you really need them to really win, the Chargers aren't there. They're not there. And if they really want to win this division, they're going to get it by watching everybody else lose.
Yes,
That's
I agree.
how I see it. I mean, when it comes to that. Now, with the talent that they have, they should be, we're almost talking AFC championship kind of team. I mean, overall, Justin Herbert, he's leading the way, and I'm just hoping that with the offensive coordinators that they're putting up stuff for Justin Herbert to make the game simple for him. So I'm going to throw it out there. I think the Chargers will win the division, but we're not going to see the last of Kansas City. They're going to find a way to get in there. I'm not going to say they will be in the playoffs. I'm not going to say that, but I'm not going to deny the fact that they are a threat. So I'm going to go ahead and go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, and I was gonna say, yeah, even because we sort of exclude, the Raiders. I think they're sort of an underrated team. I think with all the chaos that's happening right now, I think it'll pass, and because they started off hot. They were on fire. Everybody was hyped for them. I was, and I'm a Chiefs fan, but I feel like it'll pass and they'll start picking it up.
All right. So I'd like to see 3 teams in the AFC West to go into the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to you, Drisson. So congrats, you move on. So you will face off against Chris. The winner of you two will play Eric in the championship of Mano a Mano for this week. All right, so I'm going to start this off with you, Chris. Will Tampa Bay be unopposed throughout the regular season?
Tampa Bay be unopposed throughout the regular season. I'm not sure who the rest of their
Well, they still got the Saints.
again.
They play the Colts.
I wouldn't say unopposed. As far just in their division, winning their division, overall making it to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, will they be unopposed? Well, no, they won't be unopposed.
I like
They're going to be
that.
playing a team every week between
You should be
now and
you should be a
then.
lawyer, Chris, because I like how you just want to just break down. I like that. I like that.
We're
not
just
bad.
getting into it, right?
All right, go for it.
No, I don't think they're going to be unopposed. I think they're definitely have the the front row ticket to get into the Super Bowl and win it. But they've got they've still got a lot to do between now and then. They can't, it's easy to overlook a team. It's easy to be a little nonchalant. Have a bad day in the NFL means you lose, and that could be the end of your year. That could be, the end of your career for ancient people like Tom Brady. So no, they won't be unopposed. It's tough. They've got a couple of really good teams this year with the Cardinals playing the way they are, and of course the Packers. But we saw what Tom Brady did to Aaron Rodgers at home in the freezing cold last year in Green Bay. So no, they won't go unopposed. They will keep fighting.
Okay, so I want to ask, on the schedule, will the Bucks play the Packers this year? No.
I don't think so.
Who won that division in the the NFC North?
last year?
Uh-huh.
It was the Packers. They were 13
Don't-
and 3.
Oh no, the Saints won the division last year of the NFC South. Yes, because remember what the NFL, since they expanded the games, you have to play according to how you matched up on your schedule. So since the Saints won the division, they
Oh, that's
played
right.
Green Bay.
At the
Okay,
first game
got
of the
it.
season.
Okay. Anything to say?
Oh, when you say unopposed, you mean like
This guy.
Well, yeah, because
Oh,
no,
man.
because Chris got a point. It's like the way you're asking me. Do you
Just
mean
answer
like
answer the question. Stop folding under pressure.
Okay, they'll have opposition. They still have the Bills to play, who are Super Bowl contenders in my opinion as well. And they also have the Saints again, who they previously lost to already. So two good teams. Other than those teams, I feel like it's kind of a cakewalk. They have the Giants, the Colts, Falcons, Panthers twice, Jets. I feel like those teams don't really pose a threat. So they only play 2 other teams that are really good. So when you think of it like that, no, they are unopposed because there's only 2 teams that are really good in my opinion that pose a threat to them. And you still got their defense. They have a spectacular defense. Even if Tom Brady has a bad game, their defense is going to show up. And if they lose, it's going to be a close game. And I don't see Tom Brady having a bad game. I watch him every week, and this man, he doesn't age. His passes are perfect. It looks like he knows what he's doing. He's been in the league for 20
I,
years.
I heard low key he makes Thanos jealous with the rings.
Yeah.
He's got Infinity Stones, and Tom Brady's like, "Hey, look what I got!" And so,
You
yeah,
got
Tom
5. I got.
oh boy, this is good points. Good points. You both have strong points, but you iced it a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, Tristan. So you will face off Eric
Coming
in
for
the
that win.
championship. All right. All right, so here we go.
To be a man, you got to
You-
beat the man.
All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to start this off with the champ here. Who in the NFC you feel will win the NFC championship and why?
I am going to pick the Rams. This is why. Their GM is doing everything right, making the poker player. He's all in on right now this year. Matthew Stafford's playing the best football he's played in years. Their defense, adding Von Miller, puts them up another chip above everybody else. They have one of the best shutdown corners in the league in Jalen Ramsey. Not only is he a shutdown corner, he's a disruptor mentally against the rest of the whole team. I just think Sean McVay wants to get back to a Super Bowl. He has the quarterback that he wants, and if he gets back, he won't lose. It's the Rams.
Okay, man. You just took my team. So he pretty much summed it up greatly. Yes, I think it's going to be the Rams winning it. Like you said, Matthew Stafford's playing the best football he's ever played because he has all those weapons he didn't have back with the Lions. Cooper Kupp's letting get on fire. Robert Woods is out. That sucks, but they just replaced him with OBJ. Hopefully OBJ, I think OBJ is a very talented, one of the most talented receivers. It's just, like we were talking about earlier, he's a distraction, and he's all about, flashy and, getting in people's heads. But the Rams have an amazing team, that lockdown defense, especially with the addition of Von Miller, and then that amazing offense. So definitely the Rams. The only other ones that I can think that pose a threat are like the Buccaneers or Cardinals, who are great teams. But, man, Sean McVay's been to the Super Bowl before. He's been through this. And now that he doesn't have Jared Goff, I feel like this is it. This is their year.
So Sean McVay, right? He turned Ndamukong Suh into a dominant player again because he fell off when he was at Miami and Detroit after he had that initial splurge or whatever. So you give him Von Miller, you give him another player that can rush the passer, and to beat Tom Brady, you have to hit him early and often. Because what we're talking about right now is the Rams and the Buccaneers. How do you beat Tom Brady? You have to hit him early and often. You have to have a pass rush to get to him. When you send extra players, you have to have corners that can shut down those receivers one-on-one. The Rams have all those pieces there. They have a motivated coach. People want to play for McVay. So, it's like the stars are aligning. Their GM is backing him with players that he wants to get, adding hot players to the pieces. I think if anybody can make Odell focus, like we talked about earlier, it's Sean McVay. I don't think it's Belichick. It was not going to be Belichick. I don't know if Bruce Arians could do it. I just think that it's the Rams.
Yes, I love that point you made. Took it right out of my mouth, man. I agree with everything you said, bro. The Rams are just a great team, and Sean McVay is just an amazing coach.
All right. You both have some solid points. It's so good that we got Don in the house.
Shout out to Don.
Where the Raider fans at? Oh man. Okay, so all right, so we got exclusive. So we're gonna let Don kind of get in there a little bit. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's just talk this real quick. So you're saying the Rams.
I'm saying it's going to be the Rams.
And
Yeah.
you're saying the
I'm saying
Rams as
Rams
well.
too.
Okay, I'm not satisfied. I need someone to make an argument here.
How about the Cardinals, man?
Here's why it's not the Cardinals, right?
Didn't they just beat the Rams?
You're right, they did, but Cliff Kingsbury
Without Kyler Murray?
I got you, Chris with a K. Cliff Kingsbury doesn't have playoff coaching experience.
True.
Kyler Murray does not have playoff quarterback tough game experience. Matthew Stafford has played a lot in this league. Sean McVay has been to a Super Bowl and lost. So I think that experience alone, and Matthew Stafford being this is probably his last ride, putting all the chips on the table, that's what will separate them in a fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins and Cliff Kingsbury don't have that Sean McVay and the Rams will have.
Well, I feel like you're not giving enough credit to the Cardinals, man. I love watching Kyler Murray play.
He's an
ODU
exciting
alumni.
player.
Yeah, and man, he has one thing that Matthew Stafford doesn't. He can scramble, and that is very valuable. That gets them down the field so quick, and makes a big impact on what they could do. So even if you send the house, he's not gonna get sacked. He's not gonna get tackled. He'll just dodge all of them and run down.
But Tristan, let me ask you a question. When Kyler Murray scrambles, who does he throw to? DeAndre Hopkins. Do you put one-on-one DeAndre Hopkins against Jalen Ramsey? Who wins that?
Bro, yes, I put D-Hop over. Now that's a close one because Jalen Ramsey's amazing, but I feel like, man, they will compete. I feel like it's a 50-50. If he throws a 50-50 ball, there's an even chance either of them are going to get it.
Didn't they play each other when they were in Houston and Jacksonville?
They did.
Weren't they all against each other there too?
Right,
So
and there wasn't a lot of catches going on, and that's why I say that. In those times where Kyler Murray scrambles, he looks for DeAndre Hopkins, it's going to have to be somebody else. So who do you believe that's going to step up to make that catch when DeAndre Hopkins 1v1 against Jalen Ramsey is out of the picture?
Yeah, A.J. Green's been doing really good this season. Christian Kirk has been stepping up when he needs to. Even Rondale Moore, that rookie. I feel like Rondale Moore, he's proven himself. He's on the down low just because, he's like their fourth option.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But can you scramble against Von Miller and Aaron Donald?
If you're Kyler Murray.
For 4 quarters.
Okay, not for 4 quarters.
Okay.
But he's not going to scramble the entire time. I feel like the receivers are there. And his defense, it's not I think the Rams have a much better defense, but the Cardinals have a great defense. Buda Baker. Yeah, they have some well-known names.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, they have great names and just a well overall defense. So I feel like they can compete.
So then if they can compete, it comes down to coaching. And I have to go with Sean McVay on coaching alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both agree. Okay, so far I'm hearing this. Okay, we already know it's the Rams. Okay, we got that. So let's get some lifelines here. So I'm going to start it off with Taylor real quick and then Don. No one's talking about Green Bay. No one's talking about the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. No one else is talking about Tampa Bay. I mean, which good points here, but let's just step out a little bit. Chris, too. Let's get a little involved real quick, so maybe help these guys out. Taylor, who you would really pick in the NFC?
I think the Packers have a chance. They really do. They went a few weeks ago and beat Arizona.
Facts.
They have Aaron Rodgers. He's probably the best, other than Tom Brady, the best quarterback in the NFC. And they've got, and it seems like that whole team plays better as the year goes on. They thrive in the cold, and they could. They can make some noise.
But if the NFC is represented by the Rams and they go to SoFi, I mean, they've got home crowd advantage, and that's where the Super Bowl is going to be. I know Aaron Rodgers is not intimidated because, Packer fans, they travel well.
And here's the point. Aaron is from California, so he doesn't feel that pressure if he's at SoFi. Remember, he went to Cal. He's from California, so that pressure's not there.
Well, I wish I could say the same for Lamar. He went back home in Miami and he lost at home. So yeah, okay,
that's AFC.
Questionable.
That's AFC.
Okay, how about you, Chris?
I just feel like we're not saying like the GOAT. I mean, how is Tom Brady not in this conversation?
Facts again.
I just believe that down the stretch, the Rams defense, because they keep adding players.
Really? You think Tom Brady's afraid of?
No, I didn't say he's afraid.
Defense?
But Tom is a human being, and he makes mistakes. He throws picks.
Sure.
It can happen. And I think if Sean McVay gets another chance to make it to a Super Bowl and it has to go through Tampa Bay, I think Sean McVay comes out on top this time.
All right, Don, help us out a little bit. It's getting a little intense here. Let's diffuse the situation. Help me out here.
I would say by the end of November, if it's going to depend on, I feel it's going to be either Arizona or Tampa Bay. Because right now, Arizona still does have the best record in the NFC. Yes, they took a loss, at Green Bay, a couple games ago. But right now, they're trending on the way up, and their run game is starting to step up real big, even though Kyler's been out. But depending on how well healthy he is, I still think if they're the number 1 seed, they have a great chance of making it to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Again, I like how we're bringing up Tampa Bay. I'm okay with that because they're the experience. Everybody has experience there. JPP, Ndamukong Suh.
They signed all starters on both sides of the ball. You
Never
can't get
happened
any more
before.
experience than that.
And
Just
I'm
depends on health.
Yeah.
That's also true. I mean, but overall, don't count out Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna, okay, I feel like I've been talking a lot about Dallas today. I'm riding on Dallas. And here's the thing with Dallas, don't forget Penn State player Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
Don't forget him. He is a phenomenal player, and I think Dallas looks different this year. So I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to give Dallas in the NFC Championship. I'm going to throw it out there. I think they.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Okay, can I dream a little bit?
A boy
I mean,
can dream.
what else are you going to take away from me? I mean, you take away that Denver, that was barely a win. I mean, but hey, just let me ride a little bit. Let me fly.
Hey,
don't shoot me down.
It's your
know?
show. You do what you want.
Thank you. Right? Right? But now we got to get back into the matter at hand. Somebody's got to come off with something. So we both agree. You both agree that it's going to be the Rams. Someone's got to give. Okay, who you think will represent? Who will represent the opposing team for the Rams? If you both are choosing the Rams,
So we're saying in the NFC Championship game?
yes.
It's probably going to be Tampa Bay. And it's going to be a shootout, and it's going to come down to the last, if Tom Brady's in the game, the last minute and 16 seconds with one timeout.
Oh.
And I got to go with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers. He's too good.
And he's been to
Yeah, he's been to, three
Three.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, he's been three.
He has that
Three
experience as
NFC
well.
championships, one Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's going to be tough. I mean, because for some reason Aaron doesn't play good in that game. So if you put Green Bay in there, I definitely have to pick the Rams. But if you put Tom Brady in there, you almost have to flip a coin and see which Matthew Stafford you're going to get to play against Tom Brady.
I'll give you that. You do make a good point because you cannot count Tom Brady out, man. Did you see him against the Falcons? Like, no matter how much time is left on the clock, how many points he's down by, Tom Brady can find a way. I do agree with that, but you also can't count out Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and they have an adequate defense.
They do.
Yeah.
Wow, this was tough. I mean, this was really tough and interesting. Yes. This is really exciting. Dristan, you took him round to round, and you are a menace coming up. And overall, I got to hand it to you, Dristan. You did a good job on that. But your key mistake was you gave him the pathway by agreeing with him. That costed you.
I couldn't help it, man.
But so hands down, my boy Eric, three-time.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hey, respect out to Dristan. That was tough. Great points, great energy, great enthusiasm. Thank you, Chris with a K, Don, and Taylor for helping out on that expanded mano-a-mano. Shout out to Chaz, my arch nemesis, who hasn't been here in a while. That's three, buddy.
All right. And okay, so Don had to make a quick late appearance. So it's been kind of tough, Don. We're gonna have to put you on the spot here. Okay. That's what you get for being late. But it's okay. We're gonna see what we can do here. So we don't see you guys winning tomorrow. But convince the audience and the viewers real quick why you think your team, the Las Vegas Raiders, shout out to Commitment to Excellence, why you guys think you guys are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow on Sunday night?
Based on both teams, the way they've played up until this point, I feel that Derek Carr is going to move the ball up on them. And right now, Kansas City's defense, even though everybody's giving Kansas City the game to win, I think we're going to just run all over that defense.
What do you think, Dristan?
I think we'll put up a fight, man. We stepped up against Green Bay. Even the run game, Aaron Jones did not produce that game. We shut Aaron Jones, and A.J. Dillon, he did something, but that was towards the pass. So I feel like we'll stop that run, and I feel like we'll keep up if y'all decide to pass. I feel like our defense, we started off terrible, and we're still kind of terrible, but we've been picking it up. So
Facts.
we picked it up last week, and I think we're going to keep that up this week.
Yeah, the main difference between that game and this game is that Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Jordan Love. So he's got options to throw to. He can move the ball as long as he limits mistakes. We got this game in the back, and it's in Vegas. So, they're going to have all the home field advantage. So we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Okay.
We'll see about
all
that.
right. Well, all right. That was awesome. Good way to conclude this episode. So please, to the audience, you guys, like, subscribe. if you're on the road, if you're working out, if you're doing projects and you need to listen a little bit of sports channel, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and we would like to hear from you guys. So, Eric, any final words?
3-time champ here, checking in. Great to be here. Loves talking sports with these guys. I live for this. Just can't believe I got 3 wins.
And salute your dad coming into town.
Yep.
Thank you.
One
Eric,
for dad
making it
right
happen.
there. One for dad.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming out, and this is always a good time. I'm hoping. I know we're all super into NFL right now, but I hope we get to a little NBA and NCAA basketball coming up here in the winter. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe a little hockey. There you go, some KU.
And by the
Always
way,
love
for the
that.
audience, for the people, out of state, KU, of course, the University of Kansas, not Kentucky. Shout out to our Kentucky fans, Kentucky Wildcats.
That's
We
the
just
UK.
we gotta kind of, just in case it
I
did.
know.
But okay, I
We're
got you,
the-
Chris.
We're the real blue.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Next.
Yeah, this was a fun episode. Some pretty good conversations. And then I just want to thank all of you for listening, and let's pick it up next time.
Let's go Ravens, right?
You know it.
All right.
I just want to say thanks for inviting me. This was fun for my first time being here. I was glad that I got my first loss against Eric
In the finals.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, nice to be here.
I know I was late at here tonight, but we're going to shout out to Raider Nation for tomorrow's game, and and KU basketball for the great start we're having right now, and just coming out, hanging out for the short, brief minute here for the fellas, and enjoy talking sports.
I want to give also a huge thank you, shout out to all the hardworking men and women that get up every day on the grind. Also, shout out to the parents, because being a parent is it's immense work. So, a shout out to you guys. Also, I want to say thank you to the people that help us behind the scenes, Eric, Andrew, and Paolo. Thank you so much for making the designs. I mean, Taylor was impressed with the Ravens look. That's
For
really
sure.
nice.
Yep.
Please like and subscribe. Tell us what team you want on there. We want to hear your input too, to the audience and viewers. Also, quick thank you to my friend Kyle. He's out in Cabo right now at a wedding. Be safe coming back. Stay out of trouble, because I can't afford the ticket you coming back in case. But hey, we're thinking of you and just making it safe back. And also thank you guys for making this show interesting. And also my family, love you guys. And also to everyone, the audience and the viewers as well. So this concludes our episode. We look forward to see you on the next episode when we're going to do our weekly picks. We are signing off.